Hello friends, welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. We are finishing chapter 1 in the Aesthetics book by Milady. Outline skin care practices from early cultures. Much of today's skin and body therapists, I'm starting out great. Well, I am not AI, so mistakes will be made. I apologize. Much of today's skin and body care therapies are rooted in the practices and attempts of earlier civilization to ward off disease in order to live healthier, longer lives. The brief history outlined in this section will acquaint you with some of the ways men and women have improved upon skin health and nature by changing and enhancing their appearance. Learn the history of your profession to understand how far the industry has advanced and help you predict and understand the origins of skincare ingredients and techniques. Ancient Egypt. The Egyptians used cosmetics as part of their personal beautification habits for religious ceremonies and in preparing the deceased for burial. One of the earliest uses of henna, a dye obtained from the pomegranate tree, was as a reddish hair dye and as a temporary tattoo, as well as for body art and on fingernails. Ancient Greece. The words cosmetics and cosmetology come from the Greek word kosmetikos, meaning skilled in the use of cosmetics. The Greeks viewed the body as a temple, and they frequently bathed in olive oil and then dusted their bodies in fine sand to regulate their body temperature and protect themselves from the sun. Honey and olive were also used for elemental protection. Ancient Rome. The ancient Romans are famous for their bathhouses, which were magnificent public buildings with separate sections for men and women. Steam therapy, body scrubs, massage, and other physical therapies are all available at bathhouses. Bathing and grooming rituals included applying rich oils and fragrances made from flowers, saffron, almonds, and other ingredients. Asia, China, and Japan. Geishas removed their body hair using a technique similar to today's threading. They wrapped a thread around and extracted each hair. Japanese women used a type of paper called abaritogami to blot oil from the skin and reduce shine. Chinese women mixed rice water with a toner and used turmeric as a main ingredient in their facial masks to prevent wrinkles and skin discoloration. Recipes for masks and creams using crushed pearls, ginger, ginseng, based on plants dated back to thousands of years. More recently, recipes from the Ming Dynasty, 1300, are being rediscovered today. Africa. Since ancient times, Africans have created remedies and grooming aids from the materials found in their natural environment, such as roots, berries, and clay. Ancient Africans often adorned themselves with a variety of colors to blend into their environment for hunting. The Middle Ages. Healing, particularly with herbs, was largely in the hands of the church. Pale skin was a sign of wealth and status. Women wore colored makeup on their cheeks and lips, but not on their eyes. Bathing was not a daily ritual, but those who could afford them used fragrant oils. The Renaissance era. Women shaved their eyebrows and hairline to show greater expanse of forehead for a look of greater intelligence. Fragrances and cosmetics were used, although highly colored preparations for lips, cheeks, and eyes were discouraged. During the mid-1500s region of Elizabeth I, men and women actually used lead and arsenic face powder to adorn themselves. Age of Extravagance. Marie Antoinette was Queen of France during the Age of Extravagance from 1755 to 1793. Women of status bathed in strawberries and milk and used extravagant cosmetic preparations such as scented face powder made from pulverized starch. Lips and cheeks were often bright colored in pink and orange shades by crushed geranium petals. Small silk patches were used to decorate the face and conceal blemishes. The Victorian Age. Modesty was greatly valued, and makeup and showy clothing were discouraged except in the theater. To to preserve skin health and beauty, women used beauty masks and packs made from honey, eggs, milk, oatmeal, fruits, vegetables, and other natural ingredients. Victorian women pinched their cheeks and bit their lips to induce color rather than using cosmetics such as lipstick or rouge. Check in. Which Greek word does the word cosmetics come from? What does the Greek word mean? In ancient Rome, what body therapies were provided for bathhouse patrons? Describe the facial masks women used during the Victorian Age. Summarize the current and future states of the aesthetic industry. Each decade of the 20th and 21st centuries has seemed to have an inherently different look, whereas in earlier history, it may have taken a century to bring about change. Today's changes occur much more rapidly. For example, the first women's razor was offered in 1915. Laser hair removal services were offered in the 1990s. And today, the use of personal at-home hair reduction devices is on the rise. Since life has become more fast-paced and stressful, environmental assaults on the skin have increased. This enhances the value of an esthetician's services, particularly to consumers who are more knowledgeable and more affluent than those in previous generations. Skincare options today are more science-based, and the results are more dramatic. Consumers view these personal services and products as necessary to their health and sense of well-being, and consider them more as a routine than a luxury. With information on facial services, treatments, and product ingredients readily available, consumers are making more informed, discerning decisions about cosmetics in general. The birth of the medical spa has created growth in a segment of the skincare industry, and with that, new procedures and products are continuing to increase at a rapid pace. The future for aesthetics is promising. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts job opportunities for estheticians will increase by 12% from 2014 to 2024. Consider the following facts about the recent past, current, and future states of the industry. Consumers. Anti-aging will continue to be top priority. Men's skincare will continue to grow. According to the Google Beauty Trends 2017 report, U.S. consumers have an increased interest in vegan skincare and facial masks, especially charcoal and clay. Development of gluten-free skincare and makeup products are on the rise with the increased awareness of gluten intolerance. Baby boomers. The baby boomers, Americans born between 1946 and 1964, constitute the largest generation in U.S. history. They are also the largest single market for skincare products and services. Baby boomers and their children enjoy the benefits of skincare market offers. There will be plenty of opportunities for estheticians in newer settings such as lifestyle and retirement centers. Ingredients. Organic cosmetics grew in popularity in the 20th century, following the overall trend of other types of organic products. New ingredients and therapies for wrinkles, skin cancer, and general skin health will continue to be developed. Cell and tissue protectants will be sought by consumers. Nurture over nature takes the lead role when defining anti-aging and methodologies. Technologically advanced ingredients that are effective for various skincare problems include plant stem cells and different types of peptides that improve the health of the skin and truly have anti-aging properties. Antioxidants and other vitamins are being used for the many different ways that affect the skin. Technology. The 20th century brought about tretinoin, retin-A, Botox alpha hydroxy acid, and oxygen facials. The use of galvanic current, radio frequency, lasers, high frequency machines, and a myriad of sought after cosmetic surgery procedures. The interest in less invasive technology is here to stay. Did you know? Remember that it is against the law for an esthetician to inject Botox or similar substances or fillers of any kind. It is legal in some states for estheticians to perform laser hair reduction or other types of laser treatments. However, your state law should always be referenced. When it comes to other treatments such as chemical peels or microdermabrasion, laws should also be referenced. But these services can be performed in most states. Device manufacturers will continue to innovate and improve on existing technologies and create new ones. For example, ultrasound and ultrasonic machines continue to be reinvented and improved upon. Facilities and services. The U.S. Department of Labor predicts the rapid growth of full-service day spas and a growth demand for practitioners licensed to provide a broad range of services. Subspecialties such as aesthetics, massage, wellness, and women's fitness centers may be partnered with medical facilities. For example, cosmetic dentists are partnering with cosmetic surgeons, and plastic surgeons are partnering with gynecologists. Teaching hospitals that run clinical studies in human potential also have medical spas and fitness centers to enhance the benefits of these studies. We may see more estheticians as independent practitioners who make home, office, and hotel visits. Provides a summary of the procedures, advancements, ingredients, and technologies transforming the aesthetics industry. Popular procedures in medical spas: laser hair reduction, chemical pills, microdermabrasion, and injectables like Botox. Advancements in aesthetic procedures: light therapies, lasers, microcurrents, ultrasound, microneedling, dermaplaning, chemical pills, microcurrent, and ultrasonic cavitation. Product ingredient delivery systems: microencapsulation and microsponge. Device treatments to allow for better ingredient delivery: dermal rolling, dermaplaning, microneedling, ultrasound, and ultrasonic machines. Anti-aging ingredients: antioxidants, peptides, sodium PCA, sodium hyaluronate, polyphenols, and retinols. Activity: skincare advancements. Learn about a new trend or technique that is on the rise. Search online for trend reports, skincare articles, or trade show conferences that you can attend. Apply your knowledge of career opportunities and the history of aesthetics. Use your time in school to learn everything you can to craft your skills and consider your career options. Work hard to represent your best every day as you get involved in this dynamic, innovative, and rewarding profession. Check-in. Which important cosmetic products and procedures were introduced in the late 20th century? What are some of the newer aesthetic procedures that are offered? Competency progress. How are you doing with career opportunities and the history of aesthetics? Check the Chapter 1 learning objectives below that you feel you have mastered. Leave unchecked those concepts you will need to return to. Explain how career opportunities and the history of the profession are critical to aesthetics. Describe the career options available to licensed estheticians. List types of existing aesthetics practice to chart your career path. Outline skincare practice from early cultures. Summarize the current and future states of the aesthetic industry as described in this chapter. Chapter Glossary. Clinical aesthetics. Previously known as medical aesthetics, the integration of surgical procedures and aesthetic treatments. Esthetician. Also known as the esthetician, beginning with an a specialist in the cleansing, beautification, and preservation of the health of skin and the entire body, including face and neck. Aesthetics, also known as aesthetics, beginning with the letter A, from the Greek word esthetikos, meaning perceptible to the senses. A branch of anatomical science that deals with the overall health and well-being of the skin, the largest organ of the human body. Henna, a dye obtained from powdered leaves and shoots in the mignonet tree. That's Mignonette. Used as a reddish hair dye and in temporary design tattooing. Cosmeticos, Greek word meaning skilled in the use of cosmetics. Oncology, the study and treatment of cancer and tumors. And that will do it for today's video. We will start chapter 2 in the next few days. I hope this was helpful. Please check out my other videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Thanks.